Down the Mississippi to St. Francisville, for number 9, in no particular order, of the dozen most endangered Louisiana landmarks. In fact, this one has a happy ending.
Want to get 300, want to get 350, last call to get 350, going once, going twice to get a 350, sold at 325 your way.
The sticker with the number on it means this item is for sale, a pair of 1850 urns, flanking the entrance to one of America's most intact antebellum homes. A few years ago, items from Rosedown Plantation hit the auction block.
This is Rosedown's waffle iron. Goodness gracious. 175 to 200 for it.
From perfume bottles to hundreds of wine bottles, the intoxicating plunder continued for 2 days. These were the personal items of the Turnbull family, who built Rosedown in 1835. Scattered now, these fragile remnants had rested safely here for a century and a half. The last private owner had been quietly selling the contents, but this was his last and most public exchange. An older guidebook to Rosedown shows what the Henry Clay bedroom suite looks like. It was made for the White House, anticipating Henry Clay would sleep in it. When he wasn't elected president, the first family of Rosedown bought the whole huge set. A Dallas museum paid $500,000 for the bed alone. Will Mangum worked marketing Rosedown to travel agents before the last owner bought it.
This house was the most elegant house between Natchez and New Orleans. It still is.
And it was the most complete, wasn't it?
It was very complete because the family, the same family that built it, and their descendants stayed living here even during the war between the states and the austere years after.
And they kept everything.
The family was so proud they would not sell the furnishings, they would not sell the land. And so when
we're talking receipts for the furniture, everything like that too,
yes.
Right?
Dwight Landreneau heads Louisiana's state park system, which fortunately bought the house and a tenth of the original grounds.
We went through and we selected those items that we thought that were valuable to the story, as those items that were offered to us for sale, and those items that we could afford to buy.
The Rosedown Baptist Church is on the edge of the property and dates to 1850 or so. Some of its faithful are descended from slaves who worshipped in this very building. When that previous private owner bought the big house, he wanted to tear down their church and fill in their baptismal pool. In 1994, an anonymous benefactor saved the day and freed the church from the threat of destruction.
Congregation prayed for this church to be saved.
I was thinking he was a very bad man.
There's an example of children's shoes over there that are just exquisite kid-led.
Dr. Eva Williams is a textile expert at LSU. She came to shop this auction for things to personally save and maybe donate back to the state.
This is a great example of a piece of trapunto. It is very fine, hand-done stitches in a pattern, and then each of the rows are filled with probably lamb's wool.
A new page has been turned in the history of Rosedown.
Now that State Parks has care of Rosedown, the depletion of artifacts has not only stopped, but people from all over are stepping forward now to return original items.